Simulation Theory by Jonathan Lippe, Chapter 11. In conclusion, this work continues, the story goes on, and an angel still rides in the whirlwind and directs the storm. God bless you all, and God bless America. George W. Bush Inauguration Speech. In conclusion, when I was an infant and still could communicate with the afterlife dimension, I asked them, "What year is it?" They told me 1980. I was upset. I complained, 1980? That's not that far into the future. They told me this was the perfect time for me to be on Earth because it is the time of the most rapid change mankind has ever gone through, and new ideas will be able to flourish in the new technology era. I took their word for it, even though I felt bummed out to be in the 20th century. Now I see they were right. We are now in the information age. The paradigm, the matrix, the world has changed. I came to Earth to bring a concept that will change the way humans see reality. In my first book, I described the concept as I remember choosing my life in the afterlife dimension, which stated that since I chose my life, everyone else must have also. With that knowledge, we can build a new reality based on everyone being significant. In this second book, I am describing the concept as life not being real the way we think it is, that it is a simulation. We are living in an advanced video game. With this knowledge, we can build a new reality based on the idea that we can create anything and that we are all voluntarily playing this game. Let us design the game to make it as enjoyable for as many people as possible. Let us redesign our daily lives. Along the journey of writing this book, I've realized that many things I wanted the world to be are starting to happen. I finally feel like the future is happening now. Prior to writing it, I was concerned, worried, and unsatisfied. Now, I'm more at ease about things. I've realized the world knows the truth, but just doesn't care. It really doesn't matter. I feel at this point I've said what I needed. I've brought two concepts to awareness. Now that I've brought all of this to awareness, I am not concerned about it anymore. It is your turn to be. I'm going to relax for a while and then bring all of these concepts to life visually through video or whatever the next medium is. I believe life is for creation. The internet has provided such an opportunity for people to express. MySpace, YouTube, and all of the sites that allow you to upload music, videos, artwork, or websites that you create make me feel like the world is going in the right direction. The power is in the people's hands to express. Additionally, I am thrilled that Microsoft released the XNA Studio for anyone to write a video game and play it on their Xbox 360 and the Microsoft Robotics Studio for anyone to create their own robots. I can play video games with my friends that no longer live near me on Xbox Live, and we could talk and even see each other. Video conferencing is a part of everyday life now. Everyone has cell phones. Since I was a little kid, I wanted to be the creator of content, not just subject to what the programmers wanted me to consume. And now, I see my peers creating things and uploading it online. I love it. The people are entertaining the people. The media isn't the sole creator of content anymore. eBay has allowed everyone to start their own business and participate in the global marketplace. Items that were once hard to find are now easy to find on eBay. Amazon.com has anything in the world you could want to buy. Netflix allowed me to view movies that my local store doesn't carry. iPods and MP3 players allow people to listen to what they want to listen to and store their entire music collection in their palm. Satellite radio provides more variety. Video on demand allows people to decide what to watch. DVRs allow people to not have to put up with living their lives around television scheduling. Wikipedia is a centralized location for almost everything a person could wonder about. Podcasts and audio archives available for download help us store and retrieve speeches, interviews, and information sharing. Every answer to every question about the known world is available at your fingertips through a Google search. Google Earth allows you to see the whole planet in 3D. UPS, FedEx, USPS, Airborne Express, DHL, and all of the other postal services transfer packages anywhere in the world overnight. It is absolutely incredible. People are interested in alternative energy. People are interested in improving the environment. People are interested in being responsible. People are interested in advancing their educations. People are concerned with the well-being of the planet and their health. They are eating healthier. They are exercising more. They are nicer to each other. They are civil. They are living fulfilling lives. I started out writing this book in 2003, and now in 2007, the majority of the things I was going to write about have been created. I am happy with my existence on Earth. I feel like we could be heading in the right direction. I've been waiting my whole life for the future to happen, and it is finally here. Everything I wanted to exist exists now or is in development. Information is available at our fingertips, even on our cell phones. We are all connected. The internet is wonderful. Freedom is ringing from sea to shining sea. Celebrate mankind. Celebrate our creations and creativity. Enjoy the simulation. Bridge the afterlife to this dimension. In parting words, I hope the time you've taken to read this book has been worth your time and sparked at least one new thought or new consideration. My biggest concern is that people are not maximizing their experience on Earth. A wasted life breaks my heart. I would truly like to see everyone achieve self-actualization and total life fulfillment. I've had the opportunity to do everything I set out to do. I've published 4 books, recorded many music albums, movies, DVDs, made my own websites, worked with computers in the IT field, married to my beautiful wife, have wonderful parents, family, great friends, developed a great, unique mind, and I'm 30 years old now with my entire life ahead of me. I mention this because many people think that having the thoughts I have isn't rewarding or enjoyable. I have achieved and acquired every individual goal I've had except financial freedom, and that is my next goal. I have way too much fun, and I do not intend on stopping. I encourage everyone to adopt the life of learning as their lifestyle. Learning new things expands your horizons and experience. Don't just sit there. Don't wait for life to happen. It never will. Make it happen. You are in the pilot seat with endless possibilities. I'll continue to let the Force guide me. May the Force be with you. May the Force be with you. Jonathan Lippe. This concludes Simulation Theory, Reality Has Become Science Fiction by Jonathan Lippe. Thoughts by the author. Well, this was in conclusion, so it's not right to make in conclusion to an in conclusion, but here I am, I'm going to do it anyway. Obviously, the cloud wasn't available yet on some of those services I was mentioning to actually store your music in an iPod in present day. It's like, why? Just stream it. But yeah, this was the last book that I felt the need to have published. I got my thoughts out. I redid it in 2009 with a different publisher. That's why the age says 30. But when I had initially published it, I think I was 28, which was 2007. And then 2009, I redid it and modified some of the words. But if I ever write a book again, it will be called Voluntary Existence, How to Transform Life from a Lifetime Prison Sentence to an All-Expenses-Paid Vacation. I think I mentioned that in a couple other videos. And it'll just be describing artificial scarcity, the technology that exists that can liberate everybody, try to show a lot of the facades that exist, a lot of the roadblocks, a lot of the barriers to entry, and all the... Basically, everybody can have a wonderful life. If you live in America, you pretty much already have a wonderful life and you just don't know it. You're just comparing it to other people and you're mad that other people might have more than you have. But compared to the rest of the world, you're filthy rich. And we have tons of freedom. And here we complain about a lot of the police state and a lot of the injustices and losses of freedom. But overall, we're still doing pretty good. It's not like it was pre 9/11. But in a lot of ways, there is a lot more freedoms than we did have before, and we've lost a few. So we just got to stay focused on freedom and focused on trying to find a way to give people more free time. Free time is the weapon that they do not want you to have. And it's demonstrated in the book Animal Farm. It's demonstrated in 1984 and tons of other books. If you have free time, you can figure out what's going on. I use my limited free time to make these videos. So like a lot of these videos I just made, I took a week vacation and I've spent that entire vacation narrating and knocking out video after video. And my weekends I use for videos. Obviously I have to do a bunch of other stuff on the weekends, but I just wish I had a lot more time. I have everything in life but time. And that is equated to financial freedom. Because financial freedom is when your income that's recurring exceeds your expenses everlastingly. I doubt I'll ever have time to actually write voluntary existence. It may happen, it may not. So, because I ended up seeing a documentary called Will Work for Free, and it pretty much did what I wanted voluntary existence to do. And, as I said in a previous video, if someone's beat me to it, I'll just let them have the credit. So, Will Work for Free. If you wanted to see what I was going to write about, check out that documentary. Although it just focuses on basically how the robots are going to take your job if they haven't already. And they should. The notion of keeping jobs in the hands of humans is like restricting our evolution. Let the robots do the automation and let the humans just have a blast. A grand old time on Earth, on video game Earth. We're all gamers in this massively multiplayer online role-playing game. We should be able to just play how we want. Open worlds. You could choose whatever mission you want to go on. Or you could just wander around the planet. And I may have mentioned it in this series, but the 9th insight of the Celestine Prophecy is essentially my vision for the way I want things to be. And it's not that I got it from the Celestine Prophecy. I had already thought it in my mind. And then when I saw the 9th insight, I said, that's exactly what I've been trying to say. That's what we need. And it's saying that we need to automate society, which means, all labor and all jobs will be done by robotics, automation, AI, so that humans can go about their lives bridging their birth vision to this dimension. And that's what that means. It's consistent with what I remember. I had a birth vision, which I called choosing my life in another dimension. James Redfield, the author, calls it a birth vision. And, my mission is to bring a concept to the planet that will change the way humans see reality. And that's my mission. And it's to bring my birth vision to this dimension, and then also build like a stairway to heaven where we have we don't just die and then leave this plane. We can travel to other planes while still simultaneously have an existence in this plane. Why limit ourselves to just, one lifetime at a time? Is there a way to bridge it? Who knows? Anything is possible at this point. And I know that once we break the tyranny of the time bandits, or those that require us to use our time for labor, there's no need for it anymore. The automation already exists. They can do so much with so little. We could provide food to the entire planet, all the basic necessities of life, and a billionaire's standard of living. Can we have our time? Can I have my life? That's all I want. I just want my life. Everything in my life is perfect. I love everything about my life, except that I lose 40 hours a week to the work grind, of which I'm really not needed, nor is anybody else. The 9th insight speaks about humans going about their adventure of life, wherever it takes them. Wouldn't it be great if you could do that? You can't do that now because right now you're limited to the amount of fuel you could purchase, hotels you could afford to stay at, and you're going to eventually run out of money unless you have income that exceeds your expenses perpetually. Not that many people have it. A few do, and congrats to them. They're getting the full experience of existence. But for the rest of us, there's no reason why we shouldn't have it. Artificial scarcity is what's preventing us from having it. Jeremy Rifkin has proposed the most professionally, business sounding way to approach this. He calls it the near zero marginal cost society. And he says, what are you going to do when everybody figures out that there's a Napster for everything? When 3D printing takes off? When the free energy is released? When all of these things happen and people realize there's no cost to anything other than time, the prices of everything should drop. And how could you really charge for anything when everybody could just replicate it themselves? So I'm just going to wrap it up with this in conclusion. I remember choosing my life in the afterlife dimension. I came here to bring a concept that's going to change the way everybody sees things. I would like to see an end to artificial scarcity so that people could have their free time expanded. If humans everywhere have tons of free time, we could figure out so much about what's going on. Right now, all of our time is wasted in the 40-hour work week, of which we really produce nothing. What do we collectively as humans have as our specific goal? Why are we working? Do we have an end game? What are we working towards? They have a plan, but do we have a plan? Robotics and automation can provide everything for everybody. I don't want to see people be removed from the equation because they have the robots. The people should be allowed to enjoy their lives forever after with all of the fruits of the entire history of mankind building and creating and thinking towards this moment in time. And to say that we're not entitled to it is inappropriate, because if we're not, it's because our minds were limited, our educations were limited, and we were turned in the incorrect direction so that we could never discover a lot of these things. So our ancestors are everybody. Everybody is our ancestors. We are from the human species, all of us. And we are entitled to all the things that all of us and all that came before us came, especially if it could be replicated and reproduced without any cost to capital, labor, or time, which digital age can provide. Robotics can provide. There is a near zero marginal cost for everything once the information is out there. So that's my piece. I thank you very much for listening to this book. What follows is the appendix, so there's still a few more videos in this series. But as far as the storyline to simulation theory, reality has become science fiction, this concludes it. So I thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.